What's good? Welcome to First String Podcast. On today's episode of First String Podcast, we will talk about the 2027 draft coming to Washington, D.C. Are you kidding me? Good things are happening for the Washington Commanders and for the D.C. area all the way around. Say and Al are finally back to give their post-draft recap. We're going to do a little gone fishing. 1, 2, 3 Cancun. Who in the NBA is making vacation plans? Also, we're going to play a little game. What's in the name? I told y'all about this on Saturday. Since they call me the Butcher, we're going to find out which one of our guests is really, truly the Butcher. We got all that, plus a lot more. I hope y'all ready. Y'all know what time it is.
It's wartime, baby. This what you signed up for. This what we worked hard for. You for. Y'all the first string. Y'all gotta go set the tone now. Hey, let's go. Lace 'em up. It's the First String Podcast Show. Hey, let's go. They spitting facts on the First String Podcast Show. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Hey, let's go. Cause it's time for the First String Podcast Show. Hey, let's go. Lace 'em up, it's the First String Podcast Show. Hey, let's go. They spitting facts on the First String Podcast Show. Imagine talking sports, having fun with the fam. At a starting lineup, First String is what you have. An entertaining stream with the Pro Bowl cast. When the viewers chime in, they gon' answer what you ask. Representing for the Queens, yeah, we got Lady A. A super knowledgeable woman who can break down any play. Said from the South, so he read GA. The Falcons, the Bulldogs, the whole Peach State. Drunk Uncle Al, only way you can describe him. Every time he crack the mic, you know he gon' be wildin'. Last but not least, it's my man Toothpick. Commanders is a squad and he the captain of the ship. So if you feel the vibe, go ahead and tune in. Like, subscribe, recommend to a friend. Nah, for real, like, subscribe, and recommend this to a friend. Hey, let's go. Cause it's time for the First String Podcast Show.
Right now, with about 5 minutes and 32 seconds left, the Washington Capitals are up 1-0 on the Carolina Hurricanes. So that is your Caps update right now. That game is going on. This is game 1 of round 2 of the Stanley Cup. Please, you all know, please don't forget to like, subscribe to the First String Podcast. Hit the bell to enable alerts for new content just like this. Give us that good thumbs up. And the most important part is that you tell a friend to tell a friend about First String Podcast. That's how we keep growing the show, and y'all know what to do. Also, real quick, shout out to Sonny. Happy birthday, Sonny. Let's get the squad in here right now. Say it. What's good, man? How are you?
There it is.
He's a little camera shy.
I don't know what happened, bro. I don't know what happened. Can you hear me?
We got you.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Yes, sir. We got you. Yeah. I can hear you. Yeah, you're good. Good day. Everything went good?
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's bring in HR. Listen, you know, PTO days, you know how they work. Hi, HR.
What's that mean? What's PTO days? You trying to take some PTO? I hope
you are.
How am I taking PTO days? It's called scheduled day, y'all. What are you talking about?
You wasn't here? Oh,
That's
scheduled days. Got it. Yeah, I'm trying to take some time off. I'm gonna need some time off.
Did you submit your PTO request?
I'm definitely gonna need some time off. I'll submit my paperwork later.
Later? You're supposed to as soon as possible.
ASAP?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did.
Somebody don't.
You gotta keep your eyes on me. I
know, because it sounds You gonna skip
Al,
some?
Yes, sir.
what's good, Al? How are you doing, man? Did you submit all your paperwork for your time off request and everything on time? Because
Well, I
I
hope
got a
so.
feeling like HR just ain't gonna let me have a day off.
Well, you know, HR hard, man. That's why I'm applying for a job of facilities management and facilities management and custodial management to clean up this mess that we seem to have around here. So I think we need somebody in here to take care of responsibilities that's being left unchecked by HR. So I
Oh,
hope my
Mm.
application has been
so it's
received.
HR fault. Oh, okay.
I hope my application has been received by upper management, and my
Mm.
consideration for the position
HR
will be
handles that
looked
too.
upon.
HR handles that too.
No. See, we got to
Yes.
circumvent. Sometimes you got to circumvent
Yeah,
channels that's usually
They
that people
handle
go
that.
through to get. Yeah, you got to go around. See,
Now
that's
they
what I'm
sometimes.
have
worried about.
they have to process all action forms. So
Mm.
Yeah, man. You know, it's a little. It's like the administration.
Man,
Little funny business going on in there, man.
yeah,
You
it's
know.
funny business when you're trying to go around HR. That's what the funny business is.
Uh-oh.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
That's the funny
let's
business,
say
right?
what's up to everybody in the chat. Bruce Glass is first in the building, of course, but John is right behind Bruce, and he says, I have arrived, and I was the first to hit the like button. So he's the first one to hit the like button. Like we said, don't forget to like and subscribe to First String Podcast, hit that bell, and give us a good thumbs up. So make sure y'all do that for us, please. Cuzzo's in the building. He said, "What's good, peeps?" And then we got Racer X for life here. Our guy Droop is here.
Ooh.
Say it while you run out the room like that. Oh boy.
Basically, you know, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Mhm.
I've learned you don't have to follow the judge's order. You ain't got to follow court orders around here.
Really?
What?
They said you can just
Yeah, hey,
dispense with
hey,
it,
sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
you know.
They got funny business
Yeah,
going on.
sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to keep things moving in the right direction. Huh, Al?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Man. We gotta get some law and order in here, man.
That's not law and order. Not at all.
that's called shenanigans. That's what that is.
That's what that is. Yes.
Let's get to let's get to some of the business. So yesterday, there was another announcement. This time coming from the White House. I think this is the first time we ever heard a president announce where
Please.
the draft will be held. You know, Roger Goodell, Mayor Bowser, Mayor Bowser, you know, our owner for the Washington Commanders, all in attendance. And come on, Al, come on with it. Come on, ask the question.
That was for real. That was so upsetting to me. And I'm gonna say
It
this.
shouldn't have been. I told you before.
That was a
No,
poop
I
and
had
pony
messed it up.
show. Every time that something like that's been done, has been held. The commissioner will go, but that was just another opportunity for Orange 47 to put his face on something that don't got nothing to do with him.
Correct.
He ain't a DC native. He ain't never rep DC. He ain't never claimed to be from DC. He's a New York guy, but if it's something that can bring attention to him, it should have been Merrill Bowser's announcement along with the owner of the Washington Commanders as well as the commissioner. He took the I don't know why they allow him to steal that shine or take that from. It ain't got nothing to do with the White House. I'm hope they don't even show the White House. It should be on the Capitol grounds or not the Capitol grounds, excuse me, on the monument grounds, and make sure all cameras are facing the monument. You ain't got to show that ridiculous place where all this funny business going on we talked about. And this is not a political show, so I don't want to make it that way. But I just thought that was a very it was an unnecessary announcement from an unnecessary place. It's never been done there before.
Yeah.
So it was he should have stayed where he's been. He's been golfing 24 out of 99 days. Why not go back to the links and keep golfing and leave that announcement to where it should have been to Josh Harris, Merrill Bowser, and Roger Goodell.
So it's all metrics. For those who know, there's a push to get the federal government to have some sort of hold on DC in a fashion that they did once before. And so I really feel like that's part of that, and why we saw what we saw. But
What
I'm
does this?
you surprised because I told y'all that it was gonna happen.
Yeah, you did. You did. You gave us the heads up. But here's the question:
True.
is what does this mean for the city?
Hmm.
I mean, the draft is now, since they moved it out of Radio City Music Hall, the draft has been literally like one of the best sporting events that has no sports being played, and fans flock to it.
Yeah.
Right?
Y'all broke the record.
When it was here in Dallas, I went, right? I got in. We saw John Allen be drafted. We saw Saquon Barkley go number 2 to New York. That was the year that Baker Mayfield went number 1 overall.
Okay.
But guess what happened here in Dallas was the stores, the malls were all packed.
Yep.
NFL fans were everywhere, right? It was amazing to see a bunch of, at the time, it was Washington Redskin fans here, you know. So what do you guys think this is going to mean for the city?
Well, first, I want to say that the city is used to hosting large amounts of people. That's literally what we do for marches and races and just everything. The National Mall has been packed with a lot of people many times. So I do think that that's not out of the ordinary for us. What I will say is that it does help us position ourselves in regards to the NFL, though, for us to host something of that magnitude for the NFL. So it's one thing to host, regular games, but to host something that is spread across the entire NFL. There's always been a push to get the Super Bowl here, um, especially with the previous owner. And that's going to be another push coming up. So I do think that that helps for us to host something that is across the entire league, especially if everything goes well, which is something that we are used to doing. And I mean, I'm glad that you said that, Racer X. But however, those who know in DC, it's not just something like that. That we literally host things of that magnitude often. You can every year, 4th of July, you DC's packed. A lot of people come here to the nation's capital just for the 4th of July concert and all of that. And we have a lot of annual events. And so if you're a Washingtonian, you're used to it. You're used to the subway being packed.
The city's built for it.
Right. You're used to certain streets being shut down. You're used to these things. So it's not out of the ordinary, but I think that it does give NFL fans an opportunity to see that DC can handle the large crowd. We can handle your community. So I think that that's really, for me, I feel like that's what this is all about. And it's pretty good for us to be able to host the Super Bowl going forward.
Hey, question. I know you two are there. And will you, in 2027, will you go meet other fans, at the NFL draft, over those 3 days, that Thursday, that Friday, that Saturday? Will you partake in any of the festivities? I mean, they're free. It's free to go to.
I plan to take in a lot of them, a lot of those facilities over those 4 days.
Shenanigans once again.
That sounds like gonna be a lot of good things, a lot of free beverages going on around, a lot of but just to bounce up, definitely, I think we should definitely. That's a once in a lifetime, but once in a definitely every few years opportunity. The fact that it hasn't been there, but just to bounce off what Lady A has said. DC is renowned for hosting large protests, showcases, events, especially on the mall. And I predict that DC will by far blow away the previous marks for turnout. because that mall can host, especially with the setup and the space and everything around it with restaurants and facilities. You can host, like I said, 1 million people just on the mall itself and in that area. And I guarantee you, I know they said it was like 300,000-400,000 in Green Bay and another 60,000.
We get there all the time.
I guarantee you, they'll beat the combined mark. They'll come close to beating the combined mark in that first Thursday night. I think you're gonna have to shut the whole city down.
See, the thing, it's a money maker for the NFL.
Yes.
Let's be
No,
real.
the draft is free. The draft is free.
No. He was talking about the fact there's no tickets.
The people inside the front and then open when you first go in the opening and they got teams over here, teams over here. That's not free pick.
No. Those are selected people. Those are super fans, selected people.
They're selected.
You can buy tickets.
NFL experience that you have to pay for. They're not selecting people who are randomly walking in. That's who they're selecting to get in that position. It's people who buy the NFL experience where they can come in and look kids and get on all the rides. They can meet some of the players. They can throw the ball. That's the NFL experience, which some people want to do.
Yeah.
You and I at that time picked just wanted to go to the draft and see the draft. Then I was upset because I didn't want to buy the NFL experience. You remember? Right. He was like, "We're going to anyways." I want to be up front, like a layup. I want to be up front.
And let's keep it real. We kind of talked about it with Candy. You know, DC is a destination. Like you can host the draft. Like these other cities that don't really have a whole lot of stuff going on, but then they're hosting the draft. People will go to be supportive. But if you've never been to DC, you're like, okay, well, this is a fine time to go to DC. We can go to the draft. We can go to this. We can go see that. We can, you can literally make it a trip. And so I think that would be appealing to a lot of people to travel to DC as a result of the draft.
And a lot of tourism this is already a tourist destination, like what he was saying. There can be people here already for the cherry blossoms, all this stuff going on. So when you add the draft, it's just going to be, a lot of these people who have already made reservations are just extending their stay through the draft a lot of times, as opposed to just coming for the draft.
Right. And with the locals or people who are in driving distance, because we are a centralized location. You have a lot of people that can drive here.
Y'all started making me get my tickets together.
Speaking of which, there has been a gauntlet thrown down from Philadelphia. So when during our playoff run, Tailgate Ted, him and Rally Captain always do the pep rallies before the game. So they did it at the Hard Rock in Philly. Well, Philly fans have already found out about, just like everybody else, about the draft being here in 2027, and they are already staging a takeover of the Hard Rock in Washington, D.C. So a gauntlet has been thrown down from Philadelphia fans already, which is absolutely wonderful because guess what? You guys will have to pay, and bring more revenue to the economy of Washington, D.C. So please, Philly, by all fans, by all account, bring yourselves on down.
Just
I like what Cuzzo said.
No fighting.
They're gonna bring that in.
Man, you never want that.
Because we don't want that here. And you do not want to get locked up in DC. I'm just gonna tell everybody who's thinking about coming.
Nobody want to.
When I tell you guys, we do this, we have large crowds. They do crowd control. They do not play. And if you get locked up in DC, you are not going to have a good experience.
You might be in Alcatraz. You see what this president trying to do, man. He just trying to ship everybody anyway. He might see in Alcatraz. So
from
you
DC,
know when you locked up
DC to the West Coast. Look, Cuzzo says it feels like it's time for DC to get its shine. It's been the center of so many scandals and BS. Now it's the beginning. Is a new beginning, a new start. Next Hard Knocks. No.
Yes.
As long as we're in the playoffs, we do not qualify for Hard Knocks.
As long as you do what?
We don't.
As long as you're in the playoffs, you don't qualify.
Okay.
This class.
Well, they might do an NFC East division like they did with the.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, with the NFC East doing what they did in the draft, like y'all heard Candy. Candy said that all 4 teams in the NFC East got really. They all helped themselves, right? Mm-hmm. The NFC East literally is coming back, and I can't wait to see what happens in this division. It's going to be it's getting back to the old NFC East where it's a slugfest. You know what I mean? Like
the Super Bowl champion lives within the NFC East.
It was always coming out of the East.
Yeah.
You know, it was always coming out of the East. If you come out of the East, you're there. Philly coming for the draft is fine, but better make sure they don't go to the Super Bowl the year DC hosted. Oh yeah, that's true. You can take over the draft. We do not mind it. But that year,
no, we do mind it. What are you talking about?
No. All 32 fans, all 32 team fans are welcome during the draft.
Yes, they're welcome, but you said take over. That's it.
Well, you can
I don't think
take over the Hard Rock.
They won't. I don't think you all are actually a big enough fan base in this area that I think you all would not allow anyone just to take over your fan base.
Yeah, but this is in Vegas.
As for that stadium called Northwest Stadium, many people have taken over that. But in regards to the grounds where the draft is, then I think y'all are represent there. But that stadium when y'all go play football, that has been the visitors' home several Sundays. I've been.
That's when this is a new era, Al. This is a new era. So
and
as long as we keep people like you out of there, as long as we keep people
Green
like
Bay,
you,
Pittsburgh,
Dallas.
That's our second home away from AT&T, right? We got the best winning percentage. We got a better winning percentage there.
Yeah, I've seen Commanders, the Redskins, and the football team take over AT&T Stadium as well.
No, you haven't. But go ahead.
Yeah,
that's called COVID.
Yes, I have.
That's called COVID.
That's what we going with.
I like what John said here. Is Philly can come down for the draft. It's fine, but they better not make it to that Super Bowl that DC is going to host. I'm with you right there. The JD5 era, absolutely right here. Racer X. Did it come up? Okay.
But I predict the Super Bowl in DC, era. Super Bowl in DC 2033.
Yeah, they trying to get it around there, around that time frame.
2033. That's my call. Is that 7 years, 8 years?
2033?
Yeah.
No, because of the end of the Snyder era doesn't count. Because that's when it was
Snyder era doesn't count.
That is all part of your history. See, this is what that president's trying to do: erase the pertinent history out of the history book.
Oh my God.
See, tell Cuzzo he can't do that either. You can't just erase the history you don't like.
Okay? But wait. So it's okay for him. I mean, for you to operate in that capacity.
No, I haven't erased anything.
No. I'm talking about the beginning of the show.
Uh-huh.
You was trying to go around stuff and do what you want to do.
That's called circumventing the system. It's a little different than erasing history. Keep that's when you got a crooked HR department. So you can't. Your resume might not be received.
Who was crooked?
Look. Hey.
Say you can't just leave me like that, Sid.
Say it like I'm out. Say it I'm out. Look,
you're on your own with that one, Al. You're on your own.
You tried to say that accounting department was found crooked too. So now you just point fingers everywhere but yourself. Where's your mirror?
Al said HR departments only accept the applications for 30 minutes. It's 30 minutes between 1:30 and 2 a.m.
Man.
You submitted your application late.
I'm gonna say the system denied your application. System did it.
Okay. Hey, let's get into it now. Said you've been awful quiet this show. Let's get into your Atlanta Falcons post draft.
Edge rushers.
Let's talk about your Falcons. What you like? What you didn't like? How did they do? Said.
They did pretty good. I like the few of the picks that they picked up in this draft. They addressed some of the needs of what the Atlanta Falcons needed coming in this year's draft, which was, defense. I told you guys during one of the podcasts before the draft started, their first Atlanta Falcons' first 3 picks should be defense, and their first 3 picks, defense. Which they were starting out with a Georgia Bulldog, which I thought for a second there they weren't going to pull the trigger. It's just how we feel down there at University of Georgia when it comes to the Falcons. And matter of fact, I'm going to show you how big this draft pick was for the first time in the common area of the draft. First time ever the Atlanta Falcons drafted a Georgia Bulldog in the first round since the draft started. Absolutely shameful. Absolutely shameful. How do you let all that talent bob and weave around everywhere except for the Falcons? They're like, hey, Ole, he on. Oh, he on. And then you want to come back later on and say, hey, don't you want to go sign with us? They were like, no. But that's how some of them do.
Yeah.
You say, like $5. Well, yeah, so they did very well. I enjoyed the Jalen Walker pick. Thank you for drafting a Georgia Bulldog. He's flexible, outside linebacker, also can do edge, which is good for the Falcons. So he's one of those pieces that can be everywhere, anywhere and everywhere, which is what we need. Then they came back into the first round and drafted James Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee. Look questionable for me, but the question mark behind this dude is that there's a feeling in college he didn't put the effort forth every single game, every single play that he was on the field. That's what they're saying. Not saying it's true. That's what they're saying. So we'll see if they can get him coached up and get where he needs to be at. Now next, they went and got the safety from Notre Dame, Xavier Watts. Like him, big hitter, comes up with bad intentions. I mean, it is what it is. Now the question mark where they got me at was at the 4th pick, number 96, Billy Bowman Jr., safety out of Oklahoma. I digress. We're gonna go to the next pick. And the last pick we had was Jack Nelson from offensive tackle from Wisconsin, which is great because everyone needs to try to improve on the offensive line. No less than the Falcons. We had some people that need to be moved on. We had some people need to be adjusted for another position. Maybe this guy can come in, sit for a hot minute, or find out he's a beast and get him in so that he can show what he's about. Now offensively, we look good. The Falcons went out and signed a bunch of undrafted free agents. I think it was 11. But one of the ones that are making the most noise is this young guy named Trice. Make sure I mess his first name up, because I will. Braylon Trice. He has been making a lot of noise. Outside linebacker, also plays tackle and a little bit of defensive edge. They said that violent. Everybody goes up getting violence. That's all he brings is violence. He's a second-year player, so it's going to be interesting to see. Atlanta drafted they signed a bunch of undrafted rookies, cornerbacks, a lot of defense, a few wide receiver pieces, which is what we need as well. Because again, you guys have heard me say right here on this show, I think we need a burner at wide receiver. We got a possession guy. We don't have a guy that said, "Hey, man, there's a chance he'll run past me. Let me back up," or there's a chance he'll shake me. Let me give him a little bit more help on this guy. And maybe one of these undrafted free agents can do that. What you see, Pick?
I said I thought his name was Kyle Pitts.
Contract year for Kyle Pitts. So it's a hit or miss for Kyle Pitts right now. If he shows up, then good. If he doesn't, some people seem to think that he may be packaged with some trade bait.
Yeah, he was a hot topic draft day. It's possibly going to Dallas. I'm so glad we didn't make that move. But being traded to Dallas in some type of package of picks that never came to fruition.
I didn't like the offensive scheme they used with him. He's a guy who can go out and beat linebackers, and he's too big for cornerbacks. But they didn't use him correctly.
But this is my
personal opinion.
I get that, and I thought the same thing, Sid. But at this point, Kyle Pitts is turning out to be, it don't matter what system he's in. He's just not a good player. He's a great workout. He's a great workout player.
His first year with Atlanta with Matt Ryan was his best year.
Okay, I give you that. But that was Matt
Who's the
Ryan.
quarterback?
Isn't he in the broadcast booth now?
Who's
He
the
sure
quarterback?
is.
But he is. But see, that's the thing. You talking about he's in the broadcast booth. But when he was number one, Kyle Pitts was number one.
Okay.
Kyle Pitts.
All right, Al.
He's got 20 passes.
Okay, Al. Let's make everybody fall asleep. Give us your Cowboys draft recap.
You know,
I loved your intro.
I'm
Man.
a snack anyway. I want popcorn.
You know, what did he say? I couldn't hear.
You gotta get a snack anyway.
Man, see y'all see that's y'all trying to turn me and Sid against each other.
That's
And
what
we
Instead of we
on
said.
the same team, Sid. Don't let them
we
come
did
between
not
us, Sid.
say anything. That's what
Sid, we are together, man. Don't let these two come
What
between
you
us.
mean these two?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Anyway, what everybody
Come
looking
on,
for,
HR, let's
man.
go.
Yes, anyway, like I said, man,
False
Dallas, let me
accusation.
say this. Our draft was, I give it a B plus.
Okay.
But in regards to the predictions for next season and the impact of this draft on next season, the biggest thing is going to be Dak's return to a healthy 17-game schedule. That's going to be more important than anybody we picked up in this draft, and that's what's going to put that along with this draft is going to make us finish top 2 in the division next year. So you heard it here first, top 2 in the division next year. But let's start off. We got probably one of the best offensive linemen in the draft, and help that we need in Tyler Booker from Alabama. We like picking Tylers. It's like our third or fourth Tyler from the first round over the last couple of years that we've picked. But we got a good one in Tyler Booker. And we need him because where there's strength in our division is in the middle.
Hey, Al, read the comment.
I'm doing on the first team. I'm not falling for this. Y'all trying to take me off this important information that people are waiting for. But anyway, like I said, strength is in our division is in the defensive tackles. Dexter Lawrence, Deron Payne, of course, Jaden, Jordan Love, Jordan Davis, and Jaden Kidd up in Philly.
Carter in Philly.
Thank you. So as you can see, we're dealing with top defensive tackles in our division. So it was important. And I always tell you, we got to get strength in the trenches. You start there and come out, whether it's defensive or offense. And I think we did that. We got five players on defense, 4 players on offense. We picked up 2 running backs and Jaden Blue and Maffa out of Clemson. Solid. I think they kind of build that running back room up. I was a little disappointed that we didn't find a top tier receiver, but I think who we wanted was gone in the first round, on the early round. So I'm glad we didn't reach on a guy. But like I said, we steadied. We got another edge rusher that's a dynamic kid, Ezra Rabuka, I think his name is Ezra
Rabuka. Yeah, he's a monster
out of Boston College.
Yes.
So I think we can put him opposite of
Micah.
To give the best tandem in the NFC East. I know Carter and Thibodeau think they got it up in New York, but not a chance. Micah and I think as a Ruku, whatever his name is, Boston College. I think if he's half the player he looks to be, it'll be good. So I think overall, picked up a couple more offensive linemen, a linebacker, a cornerback in the third round at the ECU. That's very good. Shavor Revel, I believe his name is. But like I said, we did solid. I think we had a very solid draft, but combine that with if we can get a healthy 17 games out of Dak, like I said, good, not great. If we can just get him there, I think that's going to help us overcome a lot of those poor losses and a poor start that we started with last year. And like I said, we'll finish top 2 in division, probably behind the Super Bowl champion, returning Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles.
All right, listen. Al, like we said, we believe that all 4 of these NFC East teams have did themselves a pretty good solid. The one thing that how much is Al paying you to help him remember all the names of these players? Man, listen. I'm not helping Al remember them names of them players. Matter of fact, John, you stick around because
we're America's team. Everybody know the names of our players. You'll be used to that as time. As you become better, John, as your team becomes back relevant, you'll see that being a national brand. People know more of the.
Al, you're a 1-star team.
I'm just
You're a
saying,
one-star
being a national brand. Don't worry about that, John. You'll
One star.
understand. People will start knowing those players that only you know, John, that they should know on your team too, just like Pick knows our guys. That's all. It's just, we're a national
Pick
brand.
does not know.
One-star team.
Okay, here we go. Listen, let's move on to something that everybody's been waiting for. Say it. I hope you're ready. Do you have your rods?
Nope.
Oh man, say it's not ready. Well, it's time to send some folks
Then the other
fishing.
car.
Then the other. Okay, it's time to send some folks fishing. We're gonna give them at the end of this segment. We're gonna give them a 1, 2, 3 Cancun. Let's talk about this person, the beard, the MVP of the regular season, who disappears comes playoff time.
Shady.
I'm not saying nothing wrong. James Harden.
Mm.
My man scored a whopping 7 points in game 7.
That's embarrassing.
7 points in game 7.
Let me go and get part of the uniform
I just
together.
stay with the theme.
Let me get part of the uniform together.
You know where he at?
Yeah.
Gone fishing.
Oh,
I got a backpack.
Sammy bringing the props, man. Sammy bringing the props. Listen, I'm just saying, man. Listen, that is.
I'm not too sad.
I mean, I got a bucket hat too, but I don't think y'all gonna like it.
He gone fishing.
Mine got W's all over.
Hey, it's just get your bucket hat because you got to keep that sun out your face. Get your hats on. Get ready because he gone fishing.
I ain't got no hat near me. What? See, I'm not in my normal place. So if I was in my normal place, I would have a hat.
Well, you got a grand piano back.
Lakers, man.
He gone.
Some people going out to their ranch.
Wait, what? Say it. Wait a minute.
He got his cowboy cap on.
Is the lights changing on that?
I don't know why.
Hey, you looking too hard. You looking too hard, lady. You looking too hard.
That dude that
you don't see nothing over here. You looking too hard. You looking too hard, lady.
I don't even want to know what say right ahead.
Okay, James Harden played 35 minutes. He scored a whopping 7 points. But not only that, but Kawhi Leonard, 33 minutes, 22 points. They had no answer. I mean, these guys, you had a team, plus Michael Westbrook, like he just was doing the thing versus the Clippers, his old teams, players that he played with as well in this game. So Aaron Gordon, and Porter showed up big time in game 7 as well. So you got to figure that these folks, they were not ready to end yet. Plus Murray actually showed up in game 7. The Clippers, yeah.
At what point are we going to say James Harden's the biggest choker that ever lived and has ever become in the NBA?
But you can't say that.
Why can't you say it?
Why can't you say it?
You can't say that.
Say that, Sid.
You can until he fails in the regular season.
No, that's the part of being a choker.
He's overrated.
You got to have a good season to have a bad season.
Come on now. Hey, he's not the only one. I mean, I can remember somebody named Reggie.
I'm talking about the history.
Hold on. I can remember somebody named Reggie who sometimes would disappear in the playoffs as well.
Who?
But he was by himself.
Pick. Whoa, that doesn't matter.
Okay.
I remember sometimes a guy named Reggie who sometimes disappeared. I didn't say all the time. Sometimes disappeared in the playoffs. Right?
Yeah, my bad.
Man has had more turnovers.
Russell
made field goals in over 35 games in the playoffs.
Being the dead horse, Al. All I'm saying is sometimes you don't show up in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying.
Joking, though.
Does that take away from what he did in the regular season?
No,
because one guy's going to the Hall of Fame.
There's no pressure. when the lights are the brightest, he goes to small. That's the part of
Okay, so tell me how many championship rings the Reggie Miller have?
0.
Thank you.
Hold on, it's a lot of people that played back. Hold on, say whoa. Say it's a lot of people that played during that era that have 0 championship rings because of one Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
But did they show up? Is what
That's
he's
not the point.
My thing is, you can pay African oranges.
Right there. Say it again from Lady A. Say it again from Lady A.
Yeah, did he show up? Is what the question is.
Yes, Reggie showed up every time.
Reggie Miller
And when
James Harden is. James Harden has MVPs. He's nowhere near the player James Harden is.
What I'm saying is there are times he didn't show up. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying
Reggie Miller is known as a great.
Reggie Miller is one of the greatest 3-point shooters ever.
He's nowhere near what a James Harden is.
But sometimes he disappeared in games 7, 6, and 7.
He's never. James Harden's been an MVP.
It happens.
Multiple time scoring champion. He has a career average of like almost 28, 29 points. Reggie barely averaged 17 points for his career. It's not even close.
But he chose in the playoff.
Reggie made his notoriety making big games in the playoffs.
I'm just saying it happens, man. I'm not knocking either one of them. I'm just saying during the regular season, because you heard me talk about James Harden at the most. Because when Golden State won their first championship, let's start here first. Yeah. When Golden State won their first championship, they had no answer for CP3. None whatsoever. CP3 goes down. Houston is playing in their home field. They need the old James Harden to show up, who had been showing up throughout that week because CP3 held the pressure on him. But then in the biggest and the brightest of all time, he was doing this.
Choking.
Throwing the ball away. He wouldn't take the shot.
He was choking.
All I'm saying is it happens.
But that's
but people say that about LeBron too. But people was like LeBron, he would pass the ball and take shots. He always made the best basketball play.
But LeBron has championships, so
But before he had his championship, people would say that he's passing the ball, but he was making the correct basketball play. Which because he drew a double or triple team, he's passing this to his teammates who were open.
That's different.
Reggie Miller was doing the same thing because everybody knew that Reggie was taking that shot.
But Reggie showed up in the playoffs. He had big best games was in the playoffs.
Is some games he didn't show up. I'm not saying every game.
I agree with you said. He had some great games in the playoffs. But my thing is with him, when I say the choke is the game 6 or 7, which are usually the biggest games, he never has a big game.
James Harden never has a big game.
He had the worst game. Don't have your worst game when it means the most.
So he folds under pressure.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, let's move on to our next team that is gone fishing. Get your hats back out, please. Go on, get your hats.
I don't
have to go fishing again.
I don't have one. Y'all mean.
Our next team that has gone fishing. This one is a young team, right? And they just happen to be running to a gritty team with a bunch of veterans that are hungry to prove their worth. The Rockets, the Houston Rockets. It's a young and up-and-coming team. They were number 2 in the West. But guess what? They got Fred Van Fleet, who was just a microwave. But that team is still young. It's still young. And you have to take your lumps. Plus, Steph Curry was not Steph Curry in the first half, but the rest of his teammates showed up. Who saw Buddy Hield dropping the amount of points that he dropped? Who saw that coming? Matter of fact, I think Buddy Hield got a whole new grill right now because as big as his smile was,
That's some big cats put on them teeth.
Man.
I swear the shade just be unreal on here.
I'm just saying.
He got real windows with them things.
He really, really does.
Keep going, huh?
Buddy Hield dropped 30 points. Buddy Hield led them in scoring with 33 points. And meanwhile, Houston, you still got Fred Van Fleet. He dropped 17. Adams, who was a monster on the board, only chipped in 3 points this time, but my man still had 7 rebounds. right? And that was the problem that the Golden State Warriors was running into. But you managed to hold his scoring down. He still got 7 rebounds, but he wasn't a monster as he was in the first half, the first couple of games, and he didn't dominate the way that he had been dominating while he was on the floor. But championship teams show their championship medal every time, right? Al, I know you stay up late to watch these West Coast games.
I do.
What did you see in this one?
I saw that, but he showed up.
I just go to timeout. Go to timeout.
Showed up in Game 7 because of that terrible performance he gave us in Game 6. But my man,
what's his name?
Stop it. Come here. Yeah, all these coming his
way. Showed up, baby. He showed up big for 33 points.
Okay, get my little notepad.
But like
read the chat. Read the chat, lady.
That's my man, buddy. He
got my notebook.
Just saying, man. Showed up big with that. Like I said, like you said, he got some new teeth. He needed them. Because, like I said, man, he was shining from ear to ear, baby, after Game 7. But I think that just showed.
John.
It's terrible.
But yeah, man. But he, yeah, like I said, Houston, we have a problem. They can't shoot. If Van Vliet is not going off for 6, 7, 8 threes, Houston cannot shoot. Jalen Green, I don't know if he out here still having too many babies with these with these 40 and 50-year-old women.
Oh my God.
He need to get back in his gym and get to work on that jump shot. Because that jump shot would fail them miserably.
Well, he was shooting up the club.
Hold on, Al don't have tea. He takes shots.
he ain't taking as many shots as Mr. Green.
I'm just telling you where you're at and where you should be. I mean, like I said, he might be. I mean, like I said, he needed. I'm not gonna go this because we take it the wrong way, so I'm not gonna say that. Like Draymond say, stop polishing your nails and go polish the jump shot. That was a true statement that Draymond Green told Jalen Green, his cousin. So I agree with it, man. Go stop doing all these Wingstop commercials and go get to work on your jump shot. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man.
You gotta pay for them kids.
Whatever you gotta pay for.
You gotta pay for a full sponsorship.
But that was the difference. Houston, defensively, it's no way that a team should score 48 points in a half or 47 points in a half, and you're still losing because you scored 39.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, man. I just think Houston, like I said, we have a problem. We can't find a jump shot. That needs a new work. And they talking about bringing Kevin Durant. I think will be a huge addition for them and would help them. But still, you can't just have one lethal shooter but not have another. And I think he'll help some of these guys. They'll help him defensively. He'll help them offensively. So I think that's a very good mix and a very good potential addition. But they just, like I said, if Houston can shoot with the defense and the effort that they give, I think they should have beat an older, smaller Golden State squad. But he showed up in Game 7.
Yeah, he did. I'm just saying where you at and where you should be.
Yes, you're right, John. It's definitely an unk statement.
What you
Oh
say?
my God, Cuzzo going right behind you, right to
Cuzzo going to timeout too.
Yes.
All right, listen.
Right,
Everybody got their flights booked.
Wow.
They got their flights booked. Can we get a Cancun on 3? 1, 2, 3. Cancun.
Where my bag at?
All right. Now, I hope y'all ready. We're about to play a game.
Uh-oh.
About to play a game. This is about to be the best game ever. All right. So this game is what's in a name. All right. What's in a name? So these are NHL players' names. Feel free.
You about to mess them all up.
No, not me. I'm going to stay quiet on this one. Look out and left. Look, here we go. Here's the first one.
Sebastian. Hey, my man.
Oh,
Sebastian Aho?
Aho.
So what's his name again?
Sebastian Aho is his name. Sebastian Aho.
Mhm.
However, on a JP Finley show, they're calling him Sebastian Aho because they said they're gonna be out there slapping a hoe.
Oh my.
That's fine.
Wow.
That's
Fine. I'm
fine.
gonna find him for that one. Fine.
Got my butt.
Yeah, that's sent at the JP Finley and B Mitch. All
Okay.
right. Are we
Fine.
ready for the next name?
Okay. Uh-oh.
Is it a good one?
Jesperi Katakanami.
Ow! What?
What's his name? Jesperi Katakanimi.
Actually,
Go on, say it.
that was not that bad.
Jesperi Katakanimi. That's how I would do it. Who is that?
That's the same thing.
Isn't it Niemi?
Yes,
Niemi.
Lady A. Lady
Yes,
A, look
sir.
at you.
Katakanimi.
Katakanimi. Is that you said, Lady A? Close.
Okay, so wait. Full disclosure. Y'all know I got that Polynesian blood running through my veins.
That's
got
a
a
Russian
source,
name.
John.
That's a Russian
Yes,
name.
She got a source.
No,
That's her way of saying she got a source.
Because of that, it's like when I
Oh, they
read
got all
the
alphabet.
name, I can say, oh no, that's what that means. You know what I mean? Like, so these long or
But
names that are not common
Mm.
here. I'm
you said that's an Indian name?
Russian. He's not from India. He's from Russia.
What's wrong with him?
I don't know.
What is wrong with him?
Talking about other people with what's in their cup, but we need to see.
What's wrong with him?
I don't even want him to mention. Don't say nothing.
Sid.
Don't say nothing for this one because I already know what you about to say.
Logan
Come on,
Steak
Al.
Oven.
Wow.
That means Logan Steak Oven. That's his name rhyme. Logan Steak Oven. That's his name. Logan Steak
Think
Oven.
of it.
Steak Oven. He can't cook.
Look like stink oven to me.
I promise
It
you.
says Stankoven or
Stink oven is
Stonkoven.
good. I got it. We can
So-
go
There
stink
you
oven.
go. Say it again, Lady A.
Stonkoven.
Stink
Well, that's
oven.
a steak oven. What you talking about?
I'm going with Al on this one with his pronunciation.
He said he got a steak
that ain't no
oven.
GE profile. That's a steak oven. That's
Steak
what
oven.
I swear, y'all just terrible.
no, that is.
This is called Picks Get Back right here. All right, this last one.
Yeah, I see. I'm about to say. We all had some bad days when you ran across old steak oven
Oh boy.
back in them younger days. Them younger days said you better ran across
You
one of
are
them steak
getting
ovens.
another fine out. Like this has got to be a record.
One of them young ladies, she might have been a steak oven.
You are getting another fine.
Hey, sometimes you got to run away from them ovens. You just got to get out of it.
Another fine.
She ain't got to be here. That's his name.
What is his name?
She ain't got to be here.
His name is not got to
Yep,
be
yep,
here.
Sid, that's right. Just
His name is not
yep.
got
Hey,
to
got to
be
be here.
That's what I'm going to say it on this one. He gonna be got to be here.
That's that.
Shane got to be here. That's his name. If he ain't here, he ain't nowhere. That Shane got to be here.
He got to be here.
Got
Don't
to
wish
be
that.
here. Oh my God.
That's a good one, pick.
That's a good one right there, huh?
Man, I
Man,
don't know where y'all making up these people's names. At, man.
we are not making
Nobody's making up these names.
these names are all members of the Carolina Hurricanes.
Oh, okay.
These are Carolina Hurricanes hockey players' names.
I promise.
Who the Caps are playing right now. And speaking of the
They
Washington
win?
Caps, they are winning right now. Let me give you an update. No, it's tied up 1-1 in the third now.
Anybody
1-1 in the
cares?
third.
Philly,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Indy has made this a new ball game. In this Cleveland game, they down 4 or down 6 now. It's the ball game with 3 minutes to go. It was a 20-point game at one point.
Yeah, I was about to give y'all an update on that, but it looked like Philly was just, I'm sorry, Indiana, the Pacers were just on a run, right? As soon as I was about to say something. Yeah, so yeah, they're doing, unless it smells like
Point.
mm-mm.
Bruce has a point. Lady A should get a bonus for the collecting these
See,
fines.
that's why we had to circumvent the system. because we were seeing that some of that money was being circumvented into the.
I'm not the
budget.
one that's going to Jamaica.
Oh, see, I ain't said nothing but the word, man.
Oh, okay.
I don't know nothing about Jamaica. I ain't got no tickets to go to Jamaica.
I mean, you the one that during the football season be golfing all around the world.
Man, my goodness, boy.
Look at it. I'm just saying.
Here's something. Some cameras here, something. What?
Cameras.
Where I'm going? They watching, looking at me. Look, they looking.
I'm just saying.
It's saying, Lord.
Yeah, you know, you gotta have when you go to work.
That's the Biggie line right there.
You know that when you go to work, it could be cameras anyway, right?
It can be cameras.
Okay.
You're right about that. I'm just looking at my house, man. You know, make sure I ain't got nothing. Ain't got nobody snugging in here.
You're working right now, so
Hey.
we gotta have the camera that's behind you.
Lady A, that fine money's supposed to be for the Christmas party.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking
The
of
way y'all
parties,
acting, y'all about to be banned from the Christmas party.
Oh no.
speaking of parties, I gotta let y'all know a little something.
Tell them again, Bruce Wayne. Bruce Glad.
Coming up, what is it? May 14th, the NFL will release the schedule, right?
Yeah.
It's a point of time when a lot of people go travel to make their plans for NFL games and things of that nature. I've reached out to a friend who happens to be a travel agent. So if you guys are interested in going to games, away games, and things of that nature, I'm going to bring her onto the show, and she'll give you all of her information and things like that. She'll be able to hook you up with Airbnbs and things like that to where you guys are going. So if you want to go see some other NFL cities and travel, to away games to support your teams, because, we got all 32. We welcome everybody, right? She'll help you guys set it up. So we're going to have her on like a Saturday, and I'll let you guys know when she's coming on so that you guys take your notes, know which games you want to go to, and yeah.
I had a question. Would she be able to, I don't know, you may know this, and it's something would she have access to ticket packages potentially to go along with those plans?
I will find out, but I do know that she
what do you mean?
She will be setting you up with a lot of different things. So, making sure all your rental cars and all that stuff is set up. If you need a car, if you don't need a car, because some NFL cities you might not need a car, like New Orleans, you don't need a car. ATL, you definitely need a car. Miami, you definitely need a car. Places like that. So,
Washington, you need a car. It might get stolen, but you're gonna need a car.
No, you don't need a car in Washington.
Wow. Where you want to stay over on Basil Court and walk to the stadium? Come on, man. You ain't staying over there.
Well, when we move, you definitely won't need a car.
When you move, then you gonna have everything right there on the water. They're gonna put you in the Potomac. You can take a water taxi right there between.
Shady.
Yeah, man, I'm sorry.
And First String Podcast will be in Dallas. For that whole thing. Yeah. We're going to make it happen, Kevin. The whole squad.
They'll put that Commander Cowboy game like Thanksgiving, because we had a Thanksgiving game with y'all in a couple years.
We don't need it on Thanksgiving.
We did have it was a couple years ago.
But it's every couple years we usually do that game. And it hasn't been a couple years since
it has.
Y'all really want to get beat down on Thanksgiving?
It's about 3 years ago, right?
2. It should have been 2.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah, because it was in DC. No, it wasn't. That was the Giants.
It's never in DC.
No,
that was
you all played the Giants.
We played the Giants in DC
one night. That was the night game that evening, the NBC game. But I'm talking about when y'all play us.
I was at
Thanksgiving. We bring y'all on down and
we were there. It was like 2 years ago on Thanksgiving.
Okay, but it's usually every 3-4 years, so it's about time for it to come.
That's right.
I know, Pitt. You know why I know.
Oh,
I know why you know.
Shots fired.
I was trying not to say that. He was like, "That's right." That's right.
Take cover, ain't for us, baby.
Well, Lady A, I was.
But
in transition. I was in transition at that point in time.
Look at said.
Bobby Weave said, "Bobby Weave don't get no miscellaneous shots."
He said that ain't for me. Let me
duck them shots. Said duck them shots. Did I cover everything? No. Lady A.
No.
Hold on. Let me do this right. Let me do this right. Let's do this. Give her a big stage.
Hello.
Y'all know what this means when she move over there. Get yourselves ready for some hot tea with Lady A.
Yes. All right. So I'm gonna start with this. Kentucky Derby just happened, right?
Yup.
We covered it. We had one guest on, Chuck. Now Chuck said he hinted to some drama in horse racing, right?
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't know, back in 2021, a trainer, Bob Baffert,
Yep.
he had a Kentucky Derby winner, Medina Spirit. Medina tested positive for a drug. It was a post-race drug test. So he got banned, right?
Did you say it? Just say the horse was smoking weed.
We said.
The horse.
So the horse tested positive for some performance-enhancing drug, right? So Bob gets banned
For 3 years.
for 3 years. So this is Bob's first time coming back. Okay. First time coming back. Now, he mad at the Kentucky Derby people. He mad. So Chuck said Bob gonna throw that race. That's what he told us.
Yeah, said that.
He did.
He said it.
I heard him.
Right before the race, what did Bob do?
Bing.
Bob said, best horse out there, Rodriguez. Bob said, scratch from the race. Rodriguez got a bruised foot. Now we don't know if Rodriguez really got a bruised foot or not, but nonetheless, it is what it is.
Shut me.
So Bob is now going to go ahead and he's going to go to Preakness.
Yep.
And he's going to pull out all stops. Okay. I see you.
Better get ready.
I'm gonna address that in a minute. But also, something else Chuck said, just released today. Chuck said we are not going to have a triple crown.
Nope.
And we won't have it this year.
Well, Sovereignty is going to skip Preakness.
Yep.
Sovereignty won the Kentucky Derby. Will not be racing on May 17th at Preakness here in Maryland. So we will no longer have a triple crown. We won't even have an attempt this year. Okay. So just so y'all know, that's horse racing drama. And I'm gonna keep it real. Y'all need to just keep your ear to the street in horse racing. There is always drama in horse racing. I don't think y'all know that.
It is.
Always
A
drama.
lot of money to be made in
A lot of money and a lot of nonsense.
When there's money, there's drama.
Right. Now, speaking of where there's money, there's drama. So
HR.
I gave y'all a little, what you say now?
What happened? Somebody.
I bet. So we covered Shannon Sharp. That's my birthday twin, y'all, by the way.
Oh man, I didn't know you would get down like that.
I tried my hardest to support my birthday twin. I really
Look,
did.
Lady A.
But Shay.
Not looking good.
Ain't that what they call you?
They don't call me no Shay.
Oh, he call you Shady A.
No, they don't call me nothing. A couple people on the show try to be funny, but no.
Shady A.
Oh, don't get started because we have many names for you, okay? and none of them are positive, okay?
You afraid? Not first time I heard that.
I'm just saying. I mean, I drove past William and Mary, and when I say it was a torrential downpour, it was Wizard of Oz and everything yesterday. So I don't know what's going on.
Made a call down there and clear that up for you.
I bet, because something ain't right. Something ain't right there. But my birthday twin. So first of all, he got all this stuff going on, and then they live, right? Shay and he had he has that show he does with Ocho Cinco. They're talking. He was making a point. He was talking mid-sentence. Somebody said something in the back. I don't know if y'all saw this. Look the clip up. And the way he, you know how you get in trouble, and you're in public when you were little, and your mama yells at you, but her teeth are clenched,
Mm.
but she's still yelling at you. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that well, you don't get your yeah.
That's what he did
Mm.
to a grown woman in the background. We don't know who this woman is because he done all the women we know about. Well, unless it's the one from that Instagram video.
Bet you she was bright.
Oh no.
So, with that said, my birthday twin. So some news came out. This woman who accused Shannon of some very foul things in the past. And this was back in 2010. Okay. She claims she's his girlfriend. And her name is Michelle Bundy Evans. Okay. So she claimed back in 2010 they were a couple. She said Shannon was he was cheating on her. He moved some girl into his house and didn't tell her. He's not loyal. That's what she said. So back in 2010, she said that he did some things to her. I'm not going to go into detail. Okay, what pick? What's going
on? Question.
Mm-hmm.
If that was your girlfriend and you moved another woman in, what's that called?
It's called no longer your girlfriend.
No, she wasn't your girlfriend. But
I was just checking.
Or
it's called a menage. Or it's called a menage.
Hold on, let me finish because there is more. Okay. So she was upset, and she got mad at him. Now she did accuse. She said they had a big argument because he did this right after they were also arguing. They were arguing over something else. So his response to what they were arguing over was to move in this new girl to his house. And the reason why they were arguing initially is because he wanted her to leave her husband. Okay, go ahead, Pitt.
How could you have a boyfriend if you're married?
And you say that boyfriend not loyal? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Pitt. What's up?
Is this a poly relationship type deal? I just have questions.
No,
I'm confused.
It was not supposed to be. So she's saying that they had a relationship for a decade. Okay, and it ended in yeah.
A decade?
Yeah, they said a decade.
How long was she married? I have questions.
I'm not sure, but
did her husband know that she was dating Shannon Sharp?
Let me go through this because I'm telling you, you're gonna be like, what in the world happened? So their relationship ended in 2010 when she's saying that he did some things to her. She accused him of these things, said that she was going to report him. Okay, she said she was going to sue him, but not report him, not go to the police. Never did she want to go to the police. She claimed she was too afraid to go to the police. So in turn, she sued him. Okay, she was going to sue him and get money. So I guess she was not too afraid for that. But Shannon, trying to make sure that this doesn't go, further than where it was already at, went ahead and gave her some money. Okay. So she comes out, she speaks on it, and then she disappears for a while.
Uh-oh.
Now, Shannon always denied the allegations. Shannon has always said he didn't do anything. He said she was crazy, all kinds of different things, right? So all of a sudden, she pops back up 2023 to sue him for defamation. Okay. So that's what happens in 2023. And she said that she got a restraining order against him following the 2010 incident, which was actually unnecessary because my sources say that between that 2010 breakup and 2023, she was actually incarcerated for trying to kill said husband.
Oh, look at the fleas on Fluffy. It all come out now.
Wow.
The fleas on Fluffy.
He make this up. Wow.
You cannot. So now she's just pretty much going on these rants because someone else has come up. And he's still, of course, Shannon is like, no, that did not happen. Truthfully, her story kind of has some holes in it because at certain times she said she obtained a hold on, pick. She said she obtained a restraining order, but in other times she said she dropped it. So it's a lot of holes to this story. Shannon's saying it's baseless. I understand, but Pick, go ahead. You had your hands up.
Yes, ma'am. Question: how could you be afraid and attempt murder at the same? I'm confused. She was trying to kill one man, but is afraid of another man.
Well, she was afraid of Shannon in 2010.
And she packing. How she trying to kill? Well, I guess it ain't say how she was.
I didn't go into it, but I know that's
Yeah, last time I checked, the Black Widow wasn't afraid of no man.
I promise you. But it's just a little. It's a little. I believe in due process. And
it ain't fun when the rabbit got the gun.
I believe everybody should have their time in court, and everybody being guilty, not guilty until proven whatever, innocent until proven guilty. It's just amazing how all these stories, and I think I sent you something on this earlier about this whole thing about Shaq being the initiator.
Well, that's been a long-standing rumor. It is very clear Shaq and Shannon do not get along.
And Shannon has tried to squash that several times, but Shaq won't let it go.
I don't have the details on why they don't get along, but it is said that, and it said it in the thing that you sent. It said that Shaq is accusing Shannon of doing something to him. What that was, I don't know.
And what the Diddy did, was it?
No,
do the Diddy
something to do with money.
There are two things. So it's a couple things. They're saying that it's
a podcast or
something that isn't mentioned, but what is mentioned is that Shaq wanted this deal, right? A TV deal.
Yeah, podcast.
Or podcast, TV, whatever, and Shannon got it instead of Shaq. Now, in order for Shaq to be angry at Shannon, he has to, maybe he's saying that Shannon did something to, be able to secure that deal and knock Shaq out. I don't know. But nonetheless, there is a video, well, audio that surfaced with the one and only Mr. Messy, Matt Barnes, is saying, he's speaking on that. And if you know anything about Matt Barnes, he's always intertwined in some drama.
Yeah, I heard he got one of those.
Matt has a lot of things going on.
That's what I heard.
But he's always, and so I don't know where Matt, has heard that it was definitely Shaq. He's saying that Shaq is paying people to dig up dirt on Shannon or do this and do that, all kinds of different things like that. I don't know if it's necessarily true, but that's what's coming out right now. And you're right, because Shaq definitely holds grudges.
So does his ex-wife.
Well, I mean, see, he don't live by the rules. You know what Goldie told Pretty Tony?
Don't get mad because she chose me.
It is.
I'm just saying, but so it's unfortunate that if it is true, it's unfortunate in reference to Shaq and Shannon's relationship or lack thereof. But Matt is always intertwined in something, so you really don't know if it's true or not. In truth, when someone's surrounded by messiness all the time, you kind of have to wonder. You know, because we all know that Matt's not wrapped too tight. We know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Okay. Lady A, did you spill all the tea?
Yes, that's all the tea that I have for you right now. I will be back later to give more.
Okay. Wait, that didn't go the right way.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Everybody's back in their proper place. Say it. This last part.
Ooh.
I hope y'all are ready.
Uh-oh.
First off, let me be the first one to say Happy Mother's Day to you, Lady A.
Oh my God.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh my God. Oh my God, y'all. They
What?
just came and stole this thing.
Who?
Oh, Indiana. They
Yeah,
just
they
came
won
and
that
stole
game.
this joint in the last 2 seconds.
They won that game.
Yes. They was down 7 with like 6 seconds, 8 seconds to go.
Yeah, that could happen.
But you don't watch when you watch how they just stole this game, y'all.
Yeah, they
It's
got
the
it.
free
They
throw.
said they earned it clearly.
Game is
It's the free throw.
Indiana's
Took it
up
back
2-0.
out.
Indy's up
Couldn't get the
2-0.
rebound. This don't make any sense. And a 3 ball in your mouth. Bang, bang.
I
Come
don't.
on.
What, Al? You are definitely
Well, you know what 3 ball ain't no different than
paying for the
Whoa,
Christmas party
easy,
for 5 years straight.
easy.
Man, listen.
Hey,
Let's get
trying to
this
make it
on.
rain. I got something.
Thank you.
Go ahead,
Thank
pick
you,
what you
Ted.
saying.
Thank
Let's
you.
get this on. Sunday's Mother's Day. We will
Yep.
not be here on Saturday. We will be celebrating Mother's Day with those that we care and love.
Yes.
So, we always do this. We come out and we tell our mothers, thank you, happy Mother's Day.
Absolutely.
So I want to shout out my mama, happy Mother's Day. I love you. Got you covered for Mother's Day. To my sisters, both of y'all, I'll see y'all when I see you. Smack y'all around and say happy Mother's Day to y'all too. Say it.
I like to say happy Mother's Day to my mom. She's always been there when I needed her the most, and I appreciate it. I mean, even though I'm a sometimes caged away person, she's always been there. She's always been in my corner. I want to wish her happy Mother's Day and tell her I love her. I love you, Mom.
Lady A.
Well, I want to say happy Mother's Day to my mama. She's my support system. So happy Mother's Day. I love you, Ma. And happy Mother's Day to my sisters and all of my non-biological sisters. They know who they are. So happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, we gotta get Buckets back on the program.
Yes, that's my sister.
Oh man, just like say happy Mother's Day to one of the greatest ladies that I know and had the privilege to know all my life. My mom, my backbone, my rock, my a lot of things. When I couldn't do it for my own, it did it for me and still does. Like I said, it makes it easy for me to do the things that I'm doing and getting and be the places that I've been able to get to. The sacrifice that she's made and throughout my life and continues to make even to this day with simple things. So happy Mother's Day to my mom. Love you to the moon and back. To the wife and upstairs, her as well. To my aunts, who are almost like second mothers to me, as well, who have been very instrumental along with my mom and my sisters and everything. So, and also to the lady of the show, Lady A. HR does have a heart, y'all. So
Boy, she a little tough sometimes though.
You can't just go how she treats us on this show, y'all. She ain't like that all the time. So
I'm so sweet and nice.
Whoa! Don't get carried away. That's a tad too far.
Don't be a hater.
I ain't say all that.
Don't be a hater.
She is. She's a great.
What is it?
She's a great little sister because she's only what 21.
I'm 35 now.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, Lady A, 35
I'm 35 now.
Yeah.
Enlightening.
Don't do it, Al. Don't do it, Al.
I ain't said nothing. I
said what I said.
Oh, see, I knew it was going to be an intruder on the show, and his name is Coy. I knew he would come from somewhere under some rock, out of some.
He came here for this miraculous moment.
I'm just saying. I
That
knew
you were being kind.
this show will be infiltrated by evil at some point. Yeah, but it's okay. It's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Corey be on it, man. Corey be on it. Corey be on it,
Tell you
man.
what,
Listen.
Happy Mother's Day as well.
Yeah, Corey, tell her we said Happy Mother's
Please
Day.
tell Mrs.
Yes.
This is Happy Mother's Day, man. She's a good woman for dealing with you.
See,
Yeah, Happy Mother's Day to all
Dang.
of your wives, your mothers, your sisters, everybody that's out there. Y'all know we got a heart. Don't forget, we will not be here on Saturday. We'll be back on Tuesday with another outstanding show. No Saturday, we're off.
Following Saturday.
And the following Saturday, we'll be back then too.
And that's yeah.
She said thanks. Okay.
Wonderful.
Yay.
You take good care of that woman this Sunday and this weekend, Corey.
That's right, Corey. You better
I need flowers, I need candies, I need dinner, I need gifts, I need jewelry.
brunch.
I need trips. I need
all of
Says you about to get in that man pocket.
You give him 20 tips.
look. Mind your business out.
See?
I've never seen Sanchez type so fast.
You know, me and Corey ain't normally on the same page.
Sanchez, he typing fast as I don't know what today, boy. Mind your business out.
I was about to promise the moon and the stars.
Man.
He was going.
You know what Luther said?
Yeah, I said,
give me the moon, I'll give you that too, baby.
Did we cover everything, Sid? Did we cover everything?
We hit it all.
I think we did.
All right, okay, great. Lady A. Again, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
You're most definitely welcome. All right. Y'all know how it goes. We'll see you next Tuesday. Shout out to my son, United States Air Force, First String Podcast, second to none. Come get some. Tell them, say it.
Go Dogs.
Raise hell.
How about them boys?
It's wartime, baby. This what you signed up for. This what we worked hard for. You for. Y'all the first string. Y'all got to go set the tone now. Hey, let's go. Lace them up, it's the First String Podcast Show. Hey, let's go. They spitting facts on the First String Podcast Show. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Hey, let's go. Cause it's time for the First String Podcast Show. Hey, let's go. Lace them up, it's the First String Podcast Show. Facts on the First String Podcast. Imagine talking sports, having fun with the fam. At a starting lineup, First String is what you have. An entertaining stream with the Pro Bowl cash. When the viewers chime in, they gon' answer what you ask. Representing for the Queens, yeah, we got Lady A. A super knowledgeable woman who can break down any play. Say it from the South, so he rep GA. The Falcons, the Bulldogs, the whole Peach State. Drunk Uncle Al, only way you can describe him. Every time he crack the mic, you know he gon' be wildin'. Last but not least, it's my man Toothpick. Commanders is a squad and he the captain of the ship. So if you feel the vibe, go ahead and tune in.